I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat, South America. Hello, Jane and Barbara. So good to see you. You know, it's interesting. I wasn't going to do a stream this morning. And I intended it last night. I woke up this morning, and I seemed somehow stuck in low gear. And oddly enough, communication, connection kind of pulled me out of low gear. And if you all could, Barbara and Jane, if you could hit the like button. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Love boat. Woohoo, lurking. All right. So it's a funny thing. I want to tell you, hi, Connor. Good to see you. Thank you for the 5x5, Jane. Thank you so much. Hello, Dale. Everybody, if you could, hit the like button. That would be great. Connor and Josh, so good to see you. Hope everybody's doing well. I want to show you guys something that I don't ever show, but I didn't buy it on the internet. Hello, Matthew. Hello, Robert Suter, AVAC 4. I got this to make a lot of videos and hurt myself. But the evolution of as a content creator has changed a great deal. Hello, Arwa. Hello, Lilac Lime. You guys are all wonderful. Hit that like button, please. Hello, Barella. We need the love. We're not YouTube's favorite, so we're not getting the love we used to. So if you could.
I'll take it. No,
Oh, you will?
There you go. So much easier.
I just gave Tommy that plaque. It's a lot easier.
Yeah. So much easier to track. Yeah.
So much easier. Peg City, good to see you. So let me share with you a little bit about how I've evolved over the years. As some of you may know, within the last 6 months, there were videos made about me, and I don't really defend myself because it's kind of nonsense, but there wasn't a lot of truth in what was posted about me. But as a result, a lot of people saw it and bailed. And there has been a strange phenomenon that's happened over the last couple months. I'm getting a lot of people who have emailed me and said, hey, I'm sorry, the drama was too much and I stepped away. As early as this morning, I got one of those. They didn't say that. They just said, hey, I took a break from YouTube. And my first, the Johnny Scoville of 5 years ago, maybe even 8 months ago, I may have reacted differently. But as a result, I'm kind of seeing things differently. Things are, you ever look through a lens of a camera, it's all fuzzy, and then you go like this and it becomes clear. That's kind of what's happening to me right now. I'm seeing things a little bit more clearly. And a big part of it is Tommy. But too many of us are suffering in silence. I'll give you a quick example. I'm keeping anonymity here because it's important. I got a comment the other day. It wasn't a very nice comment, and I'm telling you right now, the Johnny Scoville of 6 years ago would have said a snide response and then blocked that person like that. I didn't. I kind of just said, I'm sorry you're going through that. And just like that, the person responded back and said, hey, I'm sorry, that wasn't me. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment. I'm not even fooling you. I said, here's my email. Email me. I then deleted the comment so nobody else would see it. Because anonymity is important right now. And we started communicating. And this person said they're having a problem with drinking. This person is now a friend of mine. And we're emailing back and forth. And this is a great dude. I'm not even fooling. But it made me realize something, that there's too many of us that are just suffering in silence. So somebody makes and I'm guilty of it, I've done it. Hi, David Bully, good to see you. I've left comments. I can't really do it now because people know my name. I don't have a sock account where I can just leave anonymous, comments. So I don't. But in the past, I've left comments like that, and we aren't any different. I've used the analogy a lot. I ran a dating service for a while, and I was a regional director over a whole bunch of offices. And when the person in charge over me gave me that position, they said to me, you got to watch all of the offices. And he goes, here's a bit of advice. If it's happening in one office, it's happening in all the offices. It's the same. Don't think it's any different. It's no different with us. I'm telling you, it's no different with us. There are too many people that absolutely are suffering in silence. Tommy and I were talking this morning, and something amazing. I'd like to take credit for this. I can't. It's really Tommy. Do you know when there's Tommy? If you click on a video and it's true crime, you're there to watch true crime. If you're, you know what I mean? But on a live stream, this is what I believe. Doesn't matter what people are talking about in the live stream. You know why people are tuning in there? Say it with me all together. Connection. It's the truth. I really believe that. I believe that we are there. There are way too many people that need the connection. And if we, you know, if we handle things with love instead of hate, that connection happens. And I'm not a therapist. Well, I promise you, I'm nowhere close. I know therapists. So I don't even like saying this, but this is, oh, thank you so much. This is sort of like group therapy. And I'm not qualified even, I shouldn't even be saying that. Coffee, look what I got here. Coffee mug. I have the Spanish word for that. But that's what's happening. There's a lot. Chili, Phil, good to see you. There so many times I've done videos where I've said, you know, at the end, people have said they feel better at the end of the video they did at the beginning. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Tommy has said this before, and I really agree with him. One of the superpowers we have, mine isn't eating peppers. We attract the best people. There's only 30 of us right now in here. That's people. And we really do have a way. And there have been times where I've been off. I started a video with an idea of where I wanted to go, and it's a dumpster fire. But in spite of me being a dumpster fire here, over in the chat, amazing things are happening. You know what's happening? You guys are connecting. Do you know when you do a stream, for those that have done live streams, it's pretty easy with 32 people. I can see almost every comment. But when you get a stream with 50 or above and the chat's moving, stuff is going to slide by you that you just do not see. Proof of that is a while back I did a video and there were some things going on in the chat I was absolutely unaware of, completely unaware of. And I went back and watched the video, not the video. I don't like watching myself, but I did it just so I could go through and look at the live stream again. And I saw comments that I was like, you're kidding me. There's some amazing things that happen in the chat. So really, that's kind of what makes me feel like the reason people reach out. You're all here for connection. I get it, 100%. This morning, I got an email this morning. It said, took some time off from YouTube. My first thought was, what you did was you watched videos about me. You just bought into it. And instead of reaching out to me and say, hey, let me talk to you about this, you just split. Had I said that, that's not the way to handle things at all. It isn't. So I just said, hey, welcome back. I get it. I get it. And there's no hard feelings. So overall, you know what this video is about? If you stepped away, I don't care what the reason. I can tell you this, you need connection. Everybody's welcome back. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to say, hey, why did you really split? That doesn't matter. You need connection. You're going to get it here. And you aren't going to get it from what I say. Rick Smith, good to see you. You know where you're going to get it? From all of you in the chat. And that's really the truth of it. You guys are amazing and you don't even realize it. This is your show and you don't even realize it. I got this thing on the wall. Every one of you ought to have one on your wall because you are the channel. I've said a lot of times, at a Grateful Dead concert, Jerry Garcia said, this is your bus. I'm just the driver. That resonated with me. So years back, I kind of adopted that. And it's wonderful. I see comments all the time where someone says, hey, replay crew, I need to tell you something. You aren't going to always be available when the stream is live. And sometimes you'll catch a video, day after, sometimes 6 months after. But when I see replay crew, you have no idea what that does for me. You guys keep the boat afloat, the love boat, and you keep the wheels of the bus rolling because the wheels on the bus go round and round. Lisa Trimble, someone I am so fond of. Sometimes suffering in silence is what I have to do until I'm ready. Absolutely. But when you're ready, what do? You reach out. I will tell you this. Renee, good to see you. Every time you have connection with somebody and you talk, even if it's about the weather, you're going to feel a little bit better. By the way, where's Katie, that drunken freshman with fur? Katie's 11 months old today. She is. She's necking in on a year. She still doesn't have things figured out. But look at this. Everybody suffers in silence until they're ready, Lisa. But the longer journal and you connect, the shorter those gaps of having to wait are until you eventually get to the point where it's real time. I'll tell you something. I could easily say, hey, put a 1 in the chat if you've suffered in silence, but there's no point in doing that. There isn't. Hey, drunken freshman, come here. Katie Purry, come over here and say hi. Everybody here has done that because, like the guy that put me in charge of a bunch of offices, if it's happening in one person, it's the human experience. It's happening in all of us, every one of us. I'm not fooling. It's how this works. And once we realize that connection is that important, it's a beautiful thing. Hey, Charlie Murphy, Charlie Mullins, Charlie and Mary are terrific people. And you know what? It's their anniversary today. I believe it's 25 years. Let me just check because that is a feat. Yeah, 25 years. Imagine that. I'm so impressed with that. It's beautiful. So if you guys see this later, Charlie and Mary, happy anniversary. Connor says, I love the connection watching live and chatting, but even the replays have been really helpful. Shout out to the replay crew. I'm telling you, when I see the replay crew, you have no idea what that does. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. Look at this. A lot of people saying happy anniversary. It's a beautiful thing. They're saying happy anniversary to somebody who more than likely isn't even here. You know, Tommy, 25. There is a good dude right here. Matthew Tennant. Peace, bro. Happy anniversary. It's a beautiful thing. You know what? You're awfully kind, David Booley. That's a nice dude right there. You know what? I don't know what good things I'm doing. You know what I feel like I'm doing right now? I'm providing an avenue for a bunch of really great people to get some connection. Where if I wasn't going to go live today. I told you, I was stuck in low gear. This is my second cup. You can taste Colombia. What a lovely cup of coffee. But this is the truth. You guys are doing the great things. I wasn't going to do a live stream, and Tommy's like, now's when you got to do a live stream. Here's the problem. Social media here's the problem with social media. I'm stealing stuff from my brother because thank you. He's giving me permission. So it's not really stealing. Here's the truth of it. This is so important. Everybody's going through it. Everybody's suffering in silence. And the problem with social media is all you see is look at the meal I ate at the restaurant yesterday, or look at what I've accomplished, or the car I'm driving, or the house I've got. What you don't ever hear is I can't stop drinking, or my wife and I sleep in the same bed, but there's 7 miles between us. No one ever talks about that. My daughter's pregnant, or my son just got a DWI. No one ever talks about that. And as a result, it really does become a comparison machine. And if you focus on the things that you're grateful for, wow, an attitude of gratitude, and your attitude determines your altitude. But if you have an attitude of gratitude, you don't see things as a comparison. But if you don't, you'll look at things. I was talking to Tommy. It's like comparison is a nightmare. And so when you find yourself in that mode, look deep inside and decide what you're grateful for. Because I'll tell you something. I remember I was in a church service a long time ago, and the pastor said, if you ate something today, last night you slept with a roof over your head, and you have $1 in your pocket, you're better than 80% of the world. Man, I believe that. I swear to you, I do. So we all have a lot to be grateful for. I met a man who had no shoes. I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet. Truthy, most uninteresting news on social media. Yeah, and I really believe that you guys aren't here to look at me. You're here to connect in the chat. I don't care. It's a beautiful thing. Tommy said now is when you got to go. So I was in a funk this morning. I could have bailed on the live stream and just showed up tonight and act like everything's great. But here's the truth. I was in a funk this morning. But you want to know something crazy? I feel better already. I was feeling better just talking with Tommy, but I feel better connecting with you guys. Tommy says it's harm reduction, not suffering in silence. Doesn't stop suffering. It reduces harm. And you wonder why we call you a guru. For real. If you stop saying things like that, you wouldn't hear the guru thing so often. There's been nights I have trouble sleeping, and I like to just think of all the good stuff and what I'm grateful for. And here's the thing about that, Connor. That's mature as can be. It's a hard thing to do. When you're going through it, it is a very, very difficult thing to do. Really is. And I'm old, and there's something. Tommy was talking this morning about the wisdom of our dad. But my dad's been dead for 4 years. Every day he gets smarter. Every day I think about things he's told me. I'm like, man, It's like he had a book of all the right things to say. Gouthie, a little bit of both, Johnny. AVAC4 says, I always feel much better after watching one of your shows or Tommy's. I think of what you guys say all day. Thank you. I'm really lucky, you guys. I live with the guru. Wes Lightburn, man, it's good to see you. I live with the guru. If I hear him talking to himself, I ear hustle. What do I do? Because I'm going to pick up something that helps. Caroline, hey, Johnny, I actually got notified. That's so cool. Right? I can't stay long, though. I got to cook some grub. Right? Thank you for being here, Caroline. You know something? I can't respond to every comment. The first probably 2 years of the channel, man, I swear to you, I did. It was like a virtual handshake, a digital handshake. And then I remember the day where I couldn't. Look at this. Very hard. I agree. But Matthew, you know what, bro? You and I are in the same boat. I mean it. There are more. You and I have so much in common. It's not funny. But it's this that helps. I'm telling you, it really does. But I can't respond to every comment, but I see you all. Very rarely do I see a name I haven't seen before. You guys feel like my crew, you know. Jane says comparison is a trap. If I'm making a comparison like that, I'm never going to be able to see my positives in light of the other person. Catfer, you're right. You're absolutely right. And that's maturity, you know. Isn't it funny that wisdom, there it is. Catfer, a little one. If they could sell wisdom in a bottle, can you imagine that? If you could sell wisdom in a bottle. And again, I'm becoming more spiritual on this channel a lot, but do you know that in the Bible, the only thing it promises God will give you every single time you ask for it? Anybody know? It's the one thing in the Bible where God says every single time you ask for it, you're going to get it. More Catfer. This is a longer one. The cat is all. I wake up in the morning. Here's the deal. She sleeps. Squirrel sleeps by my feet, or Tommy's feet. She doesn't sleep in my bed. When Tommy is away, she sleeps on my bed, but by my feet. Katie, like Robert Suter, he's a suitor. Katie likes to sleep on my face. So in the morning, I wake up, I got a face full of cat fur. It's crazy. I'm here for you, Johnny. Peppers, not necessarily. The chat does rock, though. Man, I'm telling you, it's got so little to do with Peppers. It really, really does. Look at that. Show me pictures of Katie. Cindy G, I'm so glad to see you. Hugs and love for those needing or wanting. Late, but all caught up. Love you all. You guys are great. We're all in the struggle. When I used to be on Facebook, and I'm not anymore because, boy, I don't like it. Look at that. Great minds think alike. No? Yes. When I was on Facebook, there was one post I used to like posting every couple months. And it said, it's beautiful, isn't it? How it hurts, but we keep going. Man, you can learn a lot through suffering. I'm telling you, I sure have. Cindy G, forgiveness. Boy, I'll tell you something. Forgiveness is beautiful. You know what's interesting about forgiveness? I think too often people that get it wrong and that are unable to forgive think it's for the person that you're holding a beef with. You guys, you'll get to a place where you realize that forgiveness has nothing to do with the person you're forgiving. It can a little bit, but here's the truth of it. It's for you. Forgive me to give it away, man. I don't want, like, I used to interpret it as me being a selfish person. I don't hold a grudge. I swear to you, I don't. I'd say it's selfish because I don't want to carry that around. So people that do something against me, they don't ever need to come to me and say, hey, dude, will you forgive me? First of all, who does that, right? You rarely hear that. You're forgiven before you ever ask, because I'm not going to carry that around. I'm just not. So the whole basis of my faith is forgiveness. So if God can forgive me for that junk I've done, you guys have no idea. If he can forgive me, how can I not forgive somebody else? After all, you've done nothing to me compared to what I've done to everybody else, right? Cat hair is up your nose. Caroline, I'm not even joking you. In the morning, if I took like a tape, one-sided tape, and went like this on my beard in the morning, you'd be surprised how much fur. Shut up, Tommy. That must be what's causing all that crying. I'm not crying. Not forgiving someone is like carrying around 200 pounds of something in a backpack that smells foul and thinking somehow it's going to offend the person you're mad at, right? I've also heard it's like drinking poison and thinking it's going to get the person you're having a beef with. And I know people that struggle with it, say, I can't forgive. You don't want to. It's a decision, just like happy. People that aren't happy, to say happy is decision is offensive. What do you mean it's a decision? I got stuff going on in my life. I'm telling you, it's hard to say, but it's a decision. It's hard. It's always nice to be seen, isn't it though? You know, it's nice to be recognized and know that, like, I see you guys. Caroline, that's the old saying. If you see someone without a smile, just give them one of yours. It's beautiful. What did Mother Teresa say? If you can't find a good person, be one. You know, David Booley, this chat is awesome. I so agree with you. I think you all are. I mean it. I could be sitting here by my onesie, and it doesn't matter if there's 37 people here or 337 or 37,000. It matters not. The right people are here. You know, nothing happens, but there are no accidents. I believe that. I used to think there were coincidences and accidents. There aren't any. Connor, knowing God forgives me also helped me to get over all the things I've done. It also helps you to forgive others and seek forgiveness when you've done something wrong. You know, you're right, Connor. It's very, very true. One of the problems, Kellyanne, undoubtedly going to dump a good yogurt line on me soon. Here's the thing. I'm pretty good. I am very good at forgiving others. I mean that. I have a very difficult time forgiving myself. You know what else I have trouble? I hear Tommy said this last night. No one's ever going to love you as much as you love yourself. I don't know if it's like me being concerned of ego. I don't want to have an inflated ego, but I don't love myself. I'm super happy with the changes that have occurred in my life. I attribute all to God. You know, to take credit for all that would be sort of offensive because I didn't, you know, I'm just a vessel, right? But I got to get better at, I don't know if I'll ever love myself. I really don't. I don't feel a need to love myself. I do feel a need to be comfortable in my skin and to be happy with the changes that have happened. But loving myself, it just seems, I don't know. I probably ought to take a look at that. Kira Williams, look at that. Johnny, long time no talk. Any chance for a return visit to us up here in Northwest PA? You know what? Never is a dirty word. I don't use it. So I'm not going to say never, Kira. You're a good dude. I remember you so well. I remember hanging out with you. It's a chili head right there. So I don't know if I'm going to. I certainly won't say I'm not. What I'd like to say is I hope so. You know, look at that. It's a good dude right there. That's all right. We all love you, my friend. Thank you. That means so much. Here we go. I knew it wouldn't take long. This channel is astronomical. Here's the yogurt bomb. I do love yogurt. If you guys haven't seen it yet, don't watch the video. Just read the comments. I did a video where I ate something where my tolerance was just not there, apparently. And I got burned so badly. And Dizzy Dragon and Kellyanne made me laugh so hard, tears were coming out of my eyes. I'm not even fooling you. That's absolutely the truth. It was so good. It makes me want to hurt myself again just to get more of those comments. That was so much fun.
Settle.
Let's do it. Settle. It was fun. It was really good. Laughing at yourself is a good thing. But you know why it was easy to laugh at myself that day? None of the comments that came in were done maliciously. There was no. It was all done in like love, and part of it is that I kind of took it well. But it was funny. How could you not? How could you not? Cultured, she meant. Cultured yogurt. When's the next hot minute? I think we'll have to do one this week. Maybe we'll do one tonight. You didn't hear me say that, though. Brock Bandy, you're never late. You're always right on time. Chili Phil, it's very hard to respond to every comment during a live stream. I found it easier to eat Super Hots during a live stream and then a pre-recorded. I found out I can talk during the burn. That's a good idea. I've done that a few times where you upload it as a I don't remember what they call it. What do they call it? Instant premiere. And then you kind of sit in there and kind of interact with people. I kind of like doing that. I do, because you're still getting the same connection. In fact, it's probably better because then, although it's something I'm doing, the focus is more on the chat. I don't miss anything. There is so much truth to that. I'm telling you, if you do a live stream, stuff will fly by in the stream, especially if there's a lot of people. You may not believe this, but there was a day where there were 300 or 400 people every time I went live. I did a live stream, a 25-hour-long live stream, like 7 years ago, and we never dipped below, I think, 100 or 2, maybe it was even 200 in the entire 24 hours. So, but connection is everything. Oh, warning, kiddo is joining me. I bought at Farmer's Market. Not sure. The son said no heat, but I don't trust him. Listen, I got to tell you something. When someone says it's not hot, don't trust them. You know why? They're probably not even lying to you, but in their head, it's not hot. I'm telling you, I remember saying to people, saying to him, sorry, are you all right?
Yeah.
You just see the look he's
He's
giving.
about to lie again. That's what's about to happen.
No, but here's what you need to say. It's not hot for me, but it's probably going to hurt you. I should have said that. I've burned so many people for so long, and I didn't mean it.
One more than others.
Maybe. We love you, Johnny. Thank you, David. You're a good person. You know what? Look at this. Whoops. Lady said they were the least heat she had. Don't believe her. She's lying to you. Carolyn says, Cindy G, brave woman. You know, you're all brave. The fact that you're here. Do you know how many times people they're here and they lurk? For instance, there are 36 people watching right now. I guarantee you not all 36 have said something. That's okay. I love it when someone says lurking. Every once in a while, you'll do a live stream and someone says, this is the first comment I've ever left. I love that. You pull them out of their comfort zone. He's a lot easier to love if he's not telling you those lies about it not being hot. You know what? You may be right. I don't know. How many likes? You know what's the interesting thing about the likes? I can't tell. I think you can if you just go live through YouTube. I use the StreamYard. And when you go through StreamYard, I can't see the number of likes. I can know they're never enough. Likes are a big deal. It's engagement. You know what I mean? Kellyanne, I have Irish relatives that think Italian seasoning is spicy. Yeah, I know people like that. Fact, I really do. No way, LMP, Jack LaMotta. Greetings from Germany. A German flag right there. You know what we haven't done yet, Tommy Scoble?
Tell me.
We don't have an Ecuadorian flag.
No, we should.
I'm offended by that, seeing how we live here now. Spice, whoops. Hello, LMP. I love how people greet people. You know, I've never said, hey, when somebody you haven't seen in a while comes in, say hello to them. I've never said that to anybody. It just happens. That's what I mean when I say you guys, the best people in the world, come right here, right now. It's amazing. Spicy Jen got lit up off some peanuts the grumpy Gil gave me. I told her to eat 1 or 2 nuts. She ate a whole handful. So here's the question then. Is that on her? I think it's kind of on her. She's a chili head, though. My mother-in-law thinks barbecue is a hot sauce. You know what? There's a lot of people who probably think that, Galaxy. And I've had some barbecue sauce that was piping hot. Look at this. The likes don't match the people watching. I've clicked. Thank you. Give it a like. I appreciate when you guys do that. You know how it works? Here's how it works. How many times have you guys heard me say, now I do it a lot because YouTube isn't happy with me. But I mean, the first 8 years of this channel, I never said like, comment, and subscribe. You know why I didn't want to do that? Anybody can guess? I said it before, so someone will probably guess. I didn't want to sound like a YouTuber. And you know what? I still don't cop to it. I still won't say, hey, I'm a YouTuber. You know what I say? I'm a content creator. Chili Phil says that Spicy Jen, she's come a long way since we started doing it. Yeah, you know, tolerances raise kind of quickly, but they drop quicker. I can attest to that. I look back and like this morning, someone said they went to the video where the lightning, it was a bad one. I think it was closest to panic mode, I think was the name of the video, which is funny because the barbecue sauce or the Reaper sauce 2 weeks ago was almost as bad. But they said, every once in a while, I got to come back to this one. You're a maniac. It's pretty funny. I look back on those things. I'm like, I can't believe that I did the things that I did. I was talking to somebody yesterday about skydiving. They haven't done it yet. And they're about to do a skydive to raise money for something really wonderful. I think it's really, I said, have you jumped before? She said, no. I jumped out of a plane and ate 10 Carolina Reapers. If I ate 10 Reapers right now, you'd have to take me to an Ecuadorian health center. Not even fooling. You ready for that, Scoville? He is. We had extra spicy horseradish on our roast beef last night. I love horseradish. Have you guys been to, what is the, I can't even think of that. What is the, what's the, like the chain of hot sauce? Who can tell me? I'm forgetting the name of it. How about that? Toby Reveille. No. It's a store. They're all over the place.
Oh yeah, Pepper Palace.
Pepper Palace. Boy, I'll tell you what. Isn't that crazy? I couldn't remember that. If you ever go to the Pepper Palace, first of all, be careful because they'll pull the okey doke on you. Well, Caroline, thanks for being here. Go take care of them. The Pepper Palace, you'll oftentimes, if you don't have your thinking cap on and your sample spoon in your hand, you can buy some stuff at Pepper Palace that you wish you hadn't because it's all mostly overpriced. The sauces especially, they're mostly all vinegar and they're really expensive. However, the good news is you can sample anything. So if you buy it, it's kind of on you. But at the Pepper Palace, they have a thing called nasal napalm. Now, it is billed as the spiciest. I'm not sure if horseradish is spicy. I'm not sure what you call what horseradish does. Have a great day, Caroline. I'll need to watch replay. You're so sweet. Thank you. I don't know if it's spicy. It's horseradishy. But man, if you sample the nasal napalm and you take the jar off and just smell it, it's going to suck every drop of oxygen out of your lungs like it wants to kill you in the store. It's crazy. I went there with College Boy and I said, dude, you got to smell the nasal napalm. I said, when you eat it, kind of breathe in when you're sampling it. I told him to do that. Is that bad?
It wasn't hot for you?
Well, it's not hot. It's horseradish.
So it didn't steal the oxygen out of your
Oh, like 602 pepper spray. It sure did. It sure did. You know, I used to love the Pepper Palace. I really did. But I kind of don't go there anymore. Of course, they don't have one here in Ecuador. But you know, they do have a bunch of hot sauce companies like the Peninsula, Olay. They are right here. I'm going to go there. I want to see how they work. I haven't been close to hitting the panic button in a good while. As long as I prep well, I'm good. I'll tell you what. It's pretty easy for me to get there now. No joke. Robert Suter got lit up at the Pepper Palace. Yeah, that's their get down. They like hurting people. And why wouldn't they? It's, I don't like seeing people. You ever watch the videos where somebody skateboard and they fall and they get hurt, or they go on stairs and bounce? And there was a day where I maybe would have thought that was funny. I can't watch that anymore. I can't. Tommy and I will look at the video. I'm like, I can't. I mean, I'm getting soft and getting old. Who knows? But I don't like watching people suffer. I really don't. Pepper suffer is different because we kind of walk down that path. I don't like pranking people. I've never been a person that thinks that pranking somebody with something hot is funny. I don't find there any humor in that at all. Matthew, you're a good dude. Grandkids are here. Got to go. Peace and love. Thank you, man. You have a good day. Connect with me later, man. It's a good dude.
Such a good reason to miss a chat.
It's such a good reason to miss a chat. Look at this. Connor, we were talking about the Pepper Palace last night at church. How funny. It's an interesting store, man. It really is. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Great reference. Great reference. Now, somebody should doctor that and say, I love the smell of nasal napalm in the morning. You know, there's certain things I can't do without, like a roast beef sandwich. Can't even do it without horseradish. I really can't. Now I love everybody with a ranch. I swear to you, but there's a mod. Spooky. It's like she's parked in my dome. She puts stuff up before I start thinking about it, and it happens. Howdy, fam. Working, so can't stay. Just swing by and hit the like. Hope everybody's having a great day. We are, KM. I hope you are too. So I'm not going to stay on too long. Let me ask you a question and be really straight with me. Don't fluff it because you like me or whatever. Don't say it because you want. Hi, Roberta. Good to see you. Charlie Mullins. No way. Please, nobody say this because you dig me. Who feels a little bit better now than you did 33 minutes ago? Be really honest with me. Floral notes, peppers, still get chili fill. It happens. Lisa Trimble, it's hard not to hate. Look at this. It's hard not to hate one person. I try to pray for her anyway. You got to get over that. I'm not trying to call you out, but man, I'll tell you something. It's wearing you down. It's not hurting to her. It's not hurting her at all. So all you're doing is beating yourself up. That person's going about their day, never thinking about you, but you're going around thinking about her. It's like I have trolls that don't like me. I live in their dome rent free. I don't mean like I have like a palatial estate, flowing pastures, horses running around in their head. They get up thinking about me. They go to bed thinking about me. I'm not just saying this. I swear to you, I mean this. I feel bad for those people that are stuck like that. So I hope you're able to do that. Connect with me later. If I have time, I'll call you. I promise. Wes Lightburn feels better. So does Jane. So does Kellyanne. So does Connor. Yes, I'm sure if Charlie was in the chat earlier, we said happy anniversary to you and Mary. 25 years. Boy, you know what? Do you understand that what a feat that is? They're good people. I've met them personally. I've given them hugs. They're the goods. But there's a bunch of people that feel better right now. And I got news for you. I mean this now. You know how much of it has to do with me? Be real. That much. It has to do with you guys connecting. That's the truth. Josh says, as we suffer and wonder why, the real question is, what is God doing on a cross? It really is a real question. Love you all. Hope to see you all in the next one. Praying for you all. You know what's interesting? The Passion of the Christ. A lot of you have seen it. Heavy, heavy movie. I mean, I saw it. Tommy can't. I don't mean they bar him at the door and we go to put it on and we're blocked somehow. And I asked him one day why. And he said, because a lot of people think that Christ died on the cross for our sins. He died there because of mine. And the second he said that, I went, ooh. Because here's the thing, telling a lie in the grand scheme of things, sin is sin, right? But I promise you this. If there's a tally score, I got you all beat, and if he can forgive me, if there's anybody that deserves hellfire and damnation, I promise you it's Johnny Scoville. Tommy does too, though. I just said Tommy does too. He's in the kitchen where he raised his hand. If he can forgive me, he can forgive anybody. Rory Zilla, feel way better, man. See that? Rory Zilla has been chilling with us for a while. First time they commented today. Made my morning. I love you guys. Hit the love. Hit the like button. You should call it the love button. That was a hardcore movie, only parts of it. It was a tough flick. It really was, man. But crazy stuff's happening right now. I think we're going to see him again pretty soon. Just saying, call me crazy. I don't mind. You have any idea how often people call me crazy? Coffee mug. Only saw parts of it. I saw an interesting video about the making of it. Some very odd things happened during that. If you haven't seen, the video about the making of it is a whole lot easier than watching the movie, if you ask me. Look at that. Boy, want to see something truthy? Isn't that a great word, truthy? Not to sound cliche either, but when you know you're forgiven for your sins, there's a peace that comes with that. Too deep for words. Boy, that's a fact. I like the crazy. You know what's interesting? If God can, I don't know, man. That's one of the reasons that I think it's a problem that I have trouble forgiving myself. God can forgive me. For me not to forgive myself is almost offensive to God because he's sitting up there like, dude, I've forgiven you. Why are you still doing it? So that's one of the things I think about. Yeah, there's a second coming. I'm not going to watch that. I don't think, after kind of hearing it from Tommy's point of view, I get it. I think about this, and I'm just way more spiritual these days. He knew on the cross, he knew me, knew every sin I was ever going to commit. And if I believe this, man, this is what's amazing about Jesus. If I was the only person that ever lived and died, he would have done that for me. But he did it for every one of us. Isn't that crazy? Got to believe. Talking like this makes the sub count plummet. I'm not fooling. There are people that aren't in a place to hear that. And some people have different beliefs and they find what I'm saying offensive. Yesterday, I did it for Bus Pass. I did a video talking about my faith. And it's a scary thing because I want to talk about my faith boldly with courage. But I know in doing so, I'm going to offend people that have different beliefs. And that's a bummer. I don't want to offend anybody. But I'm not going to not share what I believe and what's true to me. Truthy, you know where that word comes from? Who was it that said that? Colbert? Stephen Colbert said that the word truthy. Or is it truthiness?
He uses it both ways.
He uses it both ways. The definition is when something is so true that even when facts can't prove it otherwise. It's pretty funny. You ever hear the expression, you know that you know? See that? I just started talking about my faith. People are bailing. I'm sorry for those people. I'm not going to hide what I feel ever. Kellyanne, we are most hard on ourselves, especially what we say to ourselves in our heads. Ants, automatic negative thoughts. And what you'll find there's a whole lot of people here that are in recovery. Beautiful thing. A whole lot of people that follow Tommy that are in recovery. And when you get sober, your ants, they're pumping iron and getting big. Oh, this is so good. Thank you so much, Tommy Scoville. Come here, Katie Purry. All right, so here is Katie Purry, 11 months old today. You know what's really funny? If you scratch her nose, every once in a while she gets really into having her nose scratched. And if you do, she closes her eyes, she opens her mouth and curls her tongue back. I'm not kidding. When she opens her eyes, one comes back before the other. She's like,
she chews things and gets the Elvis nose.
She does. What she chews, she has these little treats we give her, and they're really crunchy. And when she chews, her nose scrunches up. Cutest thing in the world. It is hilarious.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. One of my favorite chapters of the Bible is John 17. It's Jesus praying for all of us, even those of us clear out here in 2025. It's moved me to tears. You know what's really funny? You ever hear something over and over again, and something happens to you, growth of some sort, and you hear something or you see something you've always seen, and then all of a sudden it hits you different. It hits different. That's happening to me every 10 minutes. It seems like, for real. This is where I'm at. If Christ can endure what he did for us, we can stand unashamed in our faith. That's for sure. Here's the thing. I know that, like, financially, my channel has absolutely tanked. But if I stop and do different content, what is that saying? I have faith that God's going to provide. I'm telling you I do. So my mom says, if you pray for rain, carry an umbrella. So now it's not means I'm going to go out and buy a Ferrari. Those things don't interest me. You know, there was a day in my life where I thought things made me happy. I thought something that you could purchase happiness. Everybody's gone through that. I think that's part of the experience. And then there's that day where you realize that the best things in life aren't things at all. You know what the best things in life are? This, connections, bonds we have, friendships, love. So much more important. Have you guys ever had this experience where you want something and the wanting of it is better than actually acquiring it? Like there's something you want. I did this with a Gibson Les Paul. I wanted it for so long. Get one. I'm like, no. I don't know. Maybe it's me. But sometimes the wanting of something is better than getting it. I think it's because you've blown it up in your head so big about what you want and what you're going to feel when you get it. And when you get it, maybe that's the start of realizing that things don't make you happy. Kellyanne says we will have to have a fiesta when she turns 1, possibly a yogurt fest. We'll do that. Every time I hear the word fiesta, it's party, fiesta. You know what I think of? You guys won't know what I think of. Tommy knows what I'm thinking of when I hear the word fiesta. Don't you? I was 17. Tommy was younger. And I was driving home. My dad had bought me my first car. Boy, it was a Ford Fiesta, 1977 Ford Fiesta. It needed some work. Right when we bought it, there was some issue that I had. So, immediately after buying it, it was in the shop. And I was like, oh, I want my car. And the car was done. It was ready to be picked up. My mother was getting ready to leave and go shopping in the town over. And she said, I'll drop you off here, pick up the keys and drive it home. And my brother went with me. Remember what the last thing Dad said before we got in the car?
Don't joyride.
My dad said, no joyriding. Then when we got out of the car, what did Mom say?
Something.
Yep. She said, none of it. No joyriding. So what did we do?
Joyride.
We did. We joyrided. And I almost killed him. I almost killed me.
Almost killed you.
Yeah, I almost killed me. In fact, if it happened today, I swear to you, there's no way I would have survived it.
Neither.
Yeah, for sure. I rolled a Ford Fiesta 4 times. They aren't sure, but they think 4 times. 3 sideways and 1 endo. I was thrown through the windshield and thrown a long way. And yeah, we were driving down a road. It was a dirt road going around a corner. There was a cow fence on the left with about a 4-foot wooden fence. Our car ended up on the inside of that field, and we never touched that fence. Didn't touch the fence at all. Didn't break it. There was more damage to the earth. It was big marks. It was terrible.
They had to remove the fence to get the car.
They did. Boy, I'm telling you, that almost killed me. I know I'm not right now, probably because of that. Boy, it happened on July 27th. And I started football. I was a senior. It was my senior year. And anybody who's played high school ball, most schools will have something called double sessions or 2 a day, where it's really the morning session is just to get you in shape, lose all the summer fat you put on. And the second session is learning the plays and, the technical part of playing football. And it starts in, I think, August. And I had that accident. And when I tell you, it just about killed me. I broke ribs, eye socket. I had glass in my dome.
July 31st?
No, it was right before her birthday. 27, positive of it. It was awful. It was really, really terrible. But I'll tell you what, man, the way I look at it is like God had the car was going like this. He doesn't get it yet, like dice. But boy, he was pretty. I didn't have a seatbelt on. Tommy didn't have a seatbelt on. I was driving like a madman. I'm not even kidding you. The last words uttered in the car, I remember saying to Tommy, let's see how fast this thing can go. We're going down a hill. Just wide enough. If another car came, you had to like almost get on the shoulder to let two cars pass. It was like a road rally road. And the last words uttered before that we went lost control was Tommy saying, "You call this fast?" It's not funny now. I mean, we can laugh about it now. But boy, oh boy, that was a horrible thing. I remember it. The weird thing is, it took me months to remember it. In fact, the next day they had the car towed. It was right up. It was probably a mile and a half from where my home was, and they towed the car. It was a yellow car, and they put it in front of our home, and it looked like a toaster oven that was just beat up. It was so bad. I looked out there. I did not recognize the car. I didn't know it was mine. I was like, "What is that car doing here?" They're like, "That was your car." I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't drunk, wasn't drinking, nothing." Dizzy says, "Do you remember the moment you felt pain, or was it just blackout?" I didn't feel a thing. When I came to, I felt it. You know the worst part about that? This is the worst part about it. Tommy was a kid. I mean, I was a kid. Really. I think when you're 25, you're a kid. Now I think that. But I was a young dude. I can't prove that. Famous last words. I think that's what he said though. But he couldn't find me. When the car finally stopped rolling, if you ever know what a Ford Fiesta looks like, he wasn't in the back seat, but there's a little hatch. You can put like a duffel bag in the back. Shoulder pads and a helmet was all you could put in the back hatch. He ended up in the back hatch. But when he got out of the car, he couldn't find me because I was nowhere near the car. He had thrown me a long way. When he found me, he ran to me. I was out, bleeding everywhere. I almost cut my ear off. It was a bad deal, man. And when he finally found me, he bent down and listened to try to hear my heartbeat or feel the pulse, and he couldn't feel one. I'm sure I wasn't dead. Now, when I died in the kitchen a year and a half ago, I was dead then. I wasn't breathing and my lips were blue. But that day, I wasn't dead. I was just taking the dirt nap. You know what I mean? But he thought I was dead, and he had to run. It looks like a Volkswagen Rabbit. It really does. He ran about a mile or so to a house, and there were cars in the driveway. He thought people were in there. He kept banging on the door. Nobody came. So he punched a hole through the kitchen window, went inside their home, bled all over their house because he was bleeding, and called 911. And they ended up coming to get me. But I didn't feel a thing until I came to. And then it felt, I mean, everything hurt. Everything hurt. I forged a doctor's signature to let me approve, to pass me for playing football. Not initially. I went to double sessions and I kept passing out. Like in the afternoon, it wasn't full pads. In the afternoon, it was just shoulder pads and a helmet. So you just go through the mock blocking just to show your pattern and what your assignment was on each play. And I would just bump helmets with somebody. I'd go out. And it happened like several times. And one day, coach says, "Dude, you pass out one more time, you're not playing football." He asked me if I'd been approved. So I faked Dr. Kilcullen's signature and said I was approved for. He ran a total of 3 miles. That was brutal. That was horrible. Yeah. I'll tell you what, a year and a half ago, my heart wasn't beating. I was not breathing and my lips were blue. What I was doing was transitioning to the other side. Now, the car accident, he's right. I was just unconscious. But in the kitchen that day, that's not a joke, man. I was going to the other side. And when I fell off the table or I fell off a chair, it's weird. I had the greatest, it's like peace is what I felt, but there's not a word for it in the language to describe that kind of peace. It was so past peace. It wasn't even funny. I felt so good. And it was just the most beautiful feeling that I think I have ever felt. I'm not making this up. And have you guys ever been like come out of a surgery? You know, when you come out of a surgery, you open your eyes and your mom could be in front of you. And for a couple seconds, you don't really know what you're looking at. You're just kind of looking. And then it's slowly your consciousness comes back, even though your eyes are open, slowly it comes back and you're like, oh, okay. One of those things. Well, I was sitting on a chair and just did a face plant. And that's why I was feeling just this amazing sense of peace. The next thing the first thing I came aware of after that was Tommy slapping the crap out of me in the kitchen. I swear it's the truth. I was getting ready to defend myself. I think, who is this dude? Why is he beating the crap out of me? And then I started to realize that it was my brother and that we had a medical problem. That was a horrible event. That was close, man. If he was on a phone when that happened. Tommy paces when he walks. And if he had gone outside and paced around, I'd be dead. It was bad.
He fell in the pool like a gold piece.
Yeah, I said, maybe I get in the water, I'll feel better. I just kind of fell into the pool. That was
a really good invitation.
Yeah, it was brutal. But I'm fine. You know why I'm fine? Do you guys know why I'm fine? He began to work in me, and he's not done yet. I believe that. I swear to you, I believe that. And I believe that the big work he's doing in me right now is at that recovery center. It is Monday, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Thursday. Yeah, man. Tommy's amazing. I'm glad he was there, dude. I'm just going to go with Omar here because I don't want to butcher that. Omar, man, it's good to see you. A bit behind on the stream, but thank you for talking about forgiveness and letting go of hate. I needed that today. Boy, can I tell you something? I need it. I need it. I swear to you, I do. I need it. Every day, yeah. Every day. And we're all in the same boat. Listen, everybody here is in the same boat. I love all of you for being here. And the fact that you all connected means the world to me. But don't carry around hate in your heart. It's just eating you alive. It's toxic. It's cortisol, man. It's just not good for your system. It starts a cycle of thinking that is easy to get stuck in. I'm only saying this because I've been stuck in that so long. I have.
Here's something awful.
Yeah.
It's not you choose to pick it up. You choose to set it down.
Hear that?
For 10 years.
He says it's not hard.
It's a choice.
It's a choice. Set it down. You pick it up. You set it down.
You're not saying
There's a
it's
great.
okay.
There's
You're
a.
not saying- you're saying I'm okay.
Yeah, you're not saying it's okay. You're saying I'm okay. There's a scene in The Devil's Advocate where he goes, "What are you carrying it around for? It's like luggage. Put it down." You know, like luggage. I'm glad you didn't die. Boy, me too, Amy. Huh? What are you guys taking? What are you taking the guys for lunch on Thursday? We're just gonna do ham and cheese sandwiches, but they're in for a treat. These are gonna be like ham and cheese sandwiches. It's gonna be a lot bigger than they've been. Jamon. Jam on it. Letting go eases the tension in our hearts. It really is true, man. And the times where I've been holding a grudge, you can see it on my face. You know what I mean? I pray all of you can do that because I care about you all. I mean it. Dizzy Dragon rocks. You keep it real, dude. Dizzy's a freak. I love him. I really do. We've had some great talks. So glad he has a ranch. I'm so glad he's my friend. I mean that. I'm not just saying that. I feel like Michael Jackson every time I make a ham sandwich. It's true. But this Thursday, it's going to be a thick ham sandwich. You know what? Yeah, you watch. We have plantain chips already. If you haven't had plantain chips, I don't think you can get them in America. I bet you could if you look for them. I just never had them in America. Boy, they're so good.
They're different.
Yeah, they are. Dizzy Dragon. Yeah, I'm humble. That's why I'm so perfect. Listen,
You're the best of them.
he's the best at humble. That's funny. Look at this. I'm helping with a sandwich telepathically. You guys are all, here's the thing. I said this in the chat. I probably shouldn't have. I've done a lot for the Chile community, and I'll never get back from the Chile community what I've given them, ever. Because a lot of them turn their back on me, and I'm an evil dude to them. Can I tell you something? I could never give you back. You guys here, and everybody who watches, I can never give you back what you have given me. I was telling Tom this morning, this thing doesn't matter. Maybe it's easy to say that because I have it. It doesn't matter. I don't look at it. I never think about it. It's silly. People think of the pain that I put. Like, it's silly. Dizzy Dragon says plantains are so good. Man, they really are. But Kellyanne says something very truthy. Oh, Lord, it's hard to be humble. Yeah, it really is. You know what plantains are, right? It's a dirty trick on little kids because they want it because they think it's a different kind of banana. And it's not. I mean, it's a banana, but boy, you can't like peel it and eat it. It's like eating rope. It would be fun to watch you try, but when you cook with it, oh man. You guys think that would be a good show? Me to try to eat an actual plantain like a banana? Yeah. And fart a sweater, set of mittens. Sorry, my bad. God, you can't hear what Tommy's saying. Well, this is a good cup of coffee. So I'm about to wrap this up.
I'm glad they couldn't hear what you were saying.
Shut up, Tommy. If anybody has anything, boy, I'm so glad she said something. I give hate away sometimes. Unfortunately, I find myself picking up again. Can I tell you something, Lisa? I love you. I mean it. Listen, I love all you, but Lisa and I talk. I'm no different than you are. I promise you I'm not. I'm not. I'm no different than any of you guys. We're all going through the same thing. So don't feel alone, Lisa Trimble. I mean it. Did you see me pick up Katy Perry? The 11-month, I think she's got to be 16 pounds. She's every bit of 15, I'm sure of it. I mean, she's getting huge. Peter P says, when will you film the whales? Oddly enough, me and the guru were talking about this morning. Now, the sun's not out. He's not even trying, to be honest with you. It's just not out. However, I think we should go anyway. What do you think, Mr. Scoville? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Matt's saying that a lot. Here's the deal. Later, suitor. He's a suitor. He said, could affect the visibility, but I don't think it's going to be these. Listen, when I tell you they're jumping right now and people looking at them right now, I'm not fooling. They're here all the time during these 4 months. So if we go there today, I give you my word, I'm coming back with footage of whales. I don't think the sun needs to be out for us to film whales. I think we might do that. Arwa says, Katie Perita is now bigger than me. She's a big girl. She's a good cat, but she's still so kitten-like. Tommy was talking about this yesterday. When squirrel either jumps up on something, or more importantly, when she jumps down from something, it's silent. I'm not kidding. She's so graceful. You should hear Katie jumping off the counter.
Probably do.
It's like a 5-pound bag of flour hitting the ground.
They probably do hear.
You might even hear her. She's a good animal. She's so affectionate. When she wakes up from a nap, she's wicked vocal. She's like telling us what she dreamed about.
So here's the deal. Number one, the cars on the Malecone have their lights on.
Do they really?
Which at 11:30 is not a good sign. Number two,
you heard that? Number one, cars on the Malecone have their lights on. Not a good sign. In fact, rarely do you see that. Second off,
the
reference anybody? Boy, nobody's going to get that.
Even this side is raging, which means the ugly ocean.
Yeah, see, we're on a peninsula, and this side that I look out of my balcony and my window, that's the nice side.
The kind side.
It's the kind side, if you
will.
The
other side is they call it honestly the ugly ocean or the angry ocean.
They call the other side the angry ocean or the ugly ocean.
We will be angry today. Maybe we're going.
See that? We may even go today. All right, you guys are awesome. Anybody have any last things you want to comment on? You don't even need to throw capital season. I won't miss it. But I think you guys are great. I'm so glad I did this. I wasn't going to do it. You can thank Tommy Scoville for this one, because whatever I'm going through, we're all going through it. And I hope Ari has a little bit more gas in their tank after this. We're all going through the same thing. So here we go. Plantains are Musa balbina, like capsicum chinense. Musa acumidada are normal banana, and they're like potato. Y'all got that, right? Listen, Dizzy knows more about peppers than, he's forgotten more about peppers than I know. I'm not even fooling you. Guy knows a lot about peppers. You guys know he's like documented, cataloged every pepper video I've ever done. Not all the sauce videos, but he told me this in a thread once. He's like, yeah, I got them all. I watched them all. I'm like, dude, you haven't. Because here's the thing. If you're a content creator, people will say, I've seen every video you've made. I made 8,200 and I don't even know.
They usually tell you that 4 days after they find you.
Yeah. Sometimes they can tell you that like a couple months after they find you. I'm like, dude, if you watch 2 a day, it would take you 15 years to watch every video I made. For real. It's just, but he says, no, I've watched them all. I'm like, with all due respect, I don't think you have. He goes, I'll show you. He had my email address. He sent me, he's got them all. I don't mean he said, hey, he had a Reaper this day. He said he had a Reaper. This is what was going on. This is what he felt about it. This is what he rated it as. I remember that when he showed me, I'm like, it's almost scary. Watched a lot. Thanks for the stream. Connor says, Thank you, Tommy, for making it happen. Yeah, man, you bet. It's been a good one. You guys are all awesome. I appreciate it. Dizzy is the pepper professor. I call him the Chase the Heat historian because, man, he really is. You know how many times I've said, I can't remember. I don't remember what pepper was that. It gave me a false peak. Boom, he's got it. He is to what I've done, what Kristen Melinda is for being a mod. She's just right there. Peter says, I used to watch the Heat challenges. I really like the AI videos recently. Can you talk more about conspiracy theories? That's more, thank you, Peter. That's more of Tommy's wheelhouse, but I love a good conspiracy theory. No joke. Yeah, I'll end with this. You want to hear a funny one? I was going to the dog park in Fort Mill. I didn't have a dog. I like dogs. I like animals. And I saw them playing, and it was pretty cool. So I'm going to go out there and hang out and see this dog. A couple dogs are out there playing. So I sit down next to this dude, and I don't remember how it came out. I really don't. But this guy tells me that and with all due respect, if you guys are in this camp, please forgive me for what I'm about to tell you. He says he's a flat earther. All right. And I said, I'm telling you the truth. Before I met this guy, I thought it was kind of a joke everybody was in. I thought it was just something that they said to be edgy. You know what I mean? Just because it puts people off. I'm like, what do you mean it's a flat earth? So I didn't. No problem, Dizzy. You never offend me. You should do sometimes, but not this time. I'm being honest. So he tells me he's a real. So I looked at him. I said, like, I swear to you, I didn't think that anybody was really serious about it. And he goes, yeah, I'm serious. I said, so, it was instantly an interview. I needed to ask him some questions. I'm like, he thinks there's this wall of ice on the perimeter that keeps everything in. And he thinks, so I said, so he thinks that all the flight attendants, every pilot are in on it. I'm like, and I told him about the old Italian expression, like two people can keep a secret if one of those two people are dead. And I said that, I don't know how many flight attendants and pilots and people in aviation that would have to be in on it. I mean, nobody's, squealed and, nobody's ever in all the years. And he believed that. And I said, man, I don't mean to be offensive to you, but when I was 4 years old, maybe even 3, I knew that the earth was round. And he said, how? I said, because I took a bath, dude. And I went like this with soap and and blew a bubble. It didn't do this and float around. It did this. I said, trust me, the earth is round.
And you know what? And they say it's like a 50-cent piece. It's flat, but I've never seen an eclipse that put a stripe across the sun.
Right? It's a weird thing, man. And Tommy made an interesting point. If you believe in the flat earth thing, you pretty much got to buy into every conspiracy there is. Dizzy Dragon says, the funny thing about conspiracy people is to answer them with an even crazier theory that you can make on the spot. I kid you not, I was so fascinated by this guy. It was unbelievable.
You know what's funny?
See, here's the thing. Check this out. Peter P says, it's the same as COVID. I don't think it was planned. Too many people had to keep secrets. Just like you said, I think it was absolutely a pandemic.
You know something?
That's one I absolutely believe in.
Here's the deal.
Here's the
Just
deal.
recently, 3 or 4 of the most prominent online flat earthers were flown out to Antarctica, allowed to go there, because they say there is no 24-hour day, right? And they went out there and filmed it. And sure as all get out, there was a 24-hour day. And they still have people who are saying they're sellouts, they got paid off.
I wonder about, it's interesting. I think, what's the funny thing? Here's the mark of a good conspiracy. I don't care how sharp you are or how, deep a critical thinker you are. A good conspiracy's got something in there that makes the smartest dude breathing go. That's interesting, right? Isn't that kind of how it is? Like the moon, going to the moon. People think it's a hoax. Do you realize it would have cost more money to make the hoax than it did to go to the moon? I mean, and again, it's the same thing. Nobody squealed. I mean, but there's some weird things like the flag doing this. There was a stick on top of it.
I think that they faked a lot of the video.
They did. Here's the problem. They did. They faked a lot of the video about it, but I do think they went. Here's a good one. Man, if Dizzy didn't put this up, I probably would have asked him. The only cat hair.
Sure.
I need to shade this. The only 2 conspiracies I believe is the FDA banned root beer because of drugs. That the DEA was an MLM.
The second one's not a conspiracy theory.
Right? Heidi, COVID, thinning the herd.
But that root beer stuff is ridiculous.
They want us all dead. Well, I'll tell you something. If you look at the border, the drugs, fentanyl, and everything else, listen, if you're selling dope and your dope starts killing people, you back off a little bit. You know, you don't want to kill your customer. Yet every time they test a new batch of stuff coming across, it's higher and higher. You know, like heroin can only get as strong as the poppy plant is. It can't surpass, like peppers. You can't make it hotter than the pepper. You know what I mean? But with fentanyl, you can keep spiking it and make it stronger and stronger and stronger. So what's the reason they keep making it strong? Now they have stuff that's resistant to Narcan. If you don't think that they're trying to kill us, I don't, you know. I think they are, man. But to really save us all and to leave you all with something positive, Kellyanne says yogurt will keep us alive. They sure will. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. Stay strong. I mean it. You got this. I see you. And it's beautiful, right? That it hurts, but we keep going. Do not suffer in silence. If you need to email me, I promise you I respond back. If it's something like in the subject, if it says, you know, I got a substance problem, those get it's a triage thing. Those I respond to quicker, but email me if you need to. I'm here. Barella says, check out the I think you mean DEA, maybe DIA. It'll definitely make you think. You know what? There's so much. It's such a funny rabbit hole because if you start in on it, before you know it, I mean, it's unbelievable. It really is. All the doctors, nurses, and pharmacists would be on. Not necessarily. You know, not necessarily. I don't know. But here's the thing. What do I know? I don't know. I mean, I'm an idiot. I don't know why you guys are even listening to me. Hey, shut up. He's agreeing with me. Lightburn, thank you. Have a great day. Jane, you're awesome. I appreciate you being here. All right, guys, I'm done yapping my gums. Have a whale of a day. You hear that? Arba says, have a whale of a day. I think we might. I promise you, here's the thing. We have another 3 months of these whales giving birth here. So I promise you, we will give you some great content. But I do appreciate all of you. If you need me, reach out. Hang on. Weird. I told someone Scoville wasn't your real last name, and they argued it and showed me their proof. That's a funny one. Scoville is not my last name. I promise it's not. Listen, let me tell you this. If you have any questions about me, just ask me. I'll tell you. One day, please, you and Tommy have an arm wrestle. He wins. He wins. And we could do that, but he wins. I mean, he wins at pretty much most things. In fact, I can play guitar better than him. I can eat peppers better than him. That's about it. Just being honest with you. He was always a better athlete than me, just not in tennis. I was better a tennis player. But that's about it. But here's the thing. I recognize that when he talks, his big brother listens. No joke. I kid you not. I'm so lucky to have him as a roommate. This video wouldn't have happened today if it weren't for Tommy. True story. He's done a lot of work. All right, guys. I love you. Please have a good day. Reach out to me if you need me. I am Johnny Scoville. It's not my real name. This is Chase T. See you guys tonight. Wait, I hear Tommy leaving a comment. I'm going to have to wait and see what this comment is. Hang on. He may not be leaving me a comment. He leaves his comments in voice text. Maybe he wasn't leaving. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe he wasn't leaving me a comment. He was not. All right. See you guys tonight. Be kind. Smile. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase T. Katy Bird.